Hello and welcome to The Life presented by DC Lottery. Lots of people win. As always, I'm Kelsey, Nicole Nelson. He's Fred, Smoot, and Fred. We wanted the 2 tickets to paradise. We fell just a bit short, but look, it's still lots of smiles even after that wild card loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What would you say?
Well, first of all, the ride was over with too soon. But guess what? These youngsters took us on a ride that we couldn't believe, especially in a year like 2020 when we needed to get out of our own head and get lost in a new reality. I think these young kids went out here and did what nobody said they could do.
So Fred, when you were playing, how long did you give yourself to break and just kind of take a break from training, right? Because your body needs that rest after it's been battered all season long, right?
Yeah, I would literally go the rest of January, February. When March comes, it's time to get back at it. So I would literally try to give my body and my mind and my soul right at 50 plus days to do a little bit of nothing. But even in that nothing, you'll still get up a couple of mornings and do a job, because the one thing it is, it's harder to get back in shape. It's easy to fall out of shape.
Fred, Alabama is Alabama. They once again proved they are the Kings, defeating Ohio State, which I have no problem with as a Maryland Terrapin. I don't mind seeing Ohio State lose. Some of our guys got a bit sensitive though, Fred. That was Ohio State.
Hey, first of all, we are the SEC. All right, that's all that needs to be said right now. We are the SEC.
All right, Fred, we praise you.
Of course we won a national championship. Like we won it last year. Like, put it like this. It's the SEC and everybody else. I thought with Joe Burrow, I seen the best SEC offense of all time last year. This Alabama team could equal up to what that offense was too.
But on the negative side, everyone was talking about the decision, right, for Jalen Waddle, the junior wide receiver, if he should have even stepped on the football field, right? We saw him waddling off, right? Which we're like, wait, what's going on? Why was he even on that football field? Because I think many didn't want him to risk any further injury.
Yeah, I totally understand it. And the one thing about football players, and I can understand him wanting to play in his last game. I understand he wanted to play in the national championship. But sometimes with players, you got to protect us from ourselves.
Yes. Fred, we got to watch playoffs a little bit different this year. Nickelodeon, which I'm a fan of, as a fan of Nick at Night, Nate Rosen, I think, completely killed that broadcast. It was so much fun, Fred. I mean, like, you had to follow along. They were explaining how the game works for kids. And I feel like that game started trending more than some of the actual game, Fred. What do you think about Nickelodeon football?
I thought it was great. And I think it's great for the NFL to start to press the edges. You got to realize we're in a new world right now. We're in what you call the digital touchscreen baby world, all right? So when you talking about my kids, I'm the only one in the house that watches cable. They only watch such things as Netflix, and they like their stuff compartmentalized, and that's where everything is headed to. So when you do this is how you get a 5-year-old or 6-year-old to actually watch the game. You know, all of them got ADHD. They can't pay attention to one thing. So when you put something like that on it, it teaches them the game, but it does it in such a fun way. Thumbs up for the NFL. Nate killed it. It's good. Like, you have to try these new twists. You're going to be stuck in the same old rut. And that's why I love the NFL, because they always out ahead of the curve when it comes to stuff like that.
So switching over, Fred, from younger kids to older kids, the History Channel, Tom Brady tweeted out a picture in Tom Brady fashion.
First of all, Tom is the GOAT of football. He's the GOAT of a locker room, and he's the GOAT of just trash talking himself. He understands this, and that's what makes him special. Now, what makes you special, the fact that we came out together. Class of 2001. He has been in the league that long. We came out together. I came out with Granddaddy Breeze, so they make me Granddaddy Smoot. When he turned 42 this year, 2 months later, I'll be turning 42. So that just shows you how these two guys stand the test of time. And how funny would that be if they actually said, ESPN, History Channel, let's blend this game with these old men here. And that's another one of them curveballs I think the NFL need to try to throw.
So, Fred, staying on Tom Brady, 43 years old, right? So we saw a picture of him next to 43-year-old George Blanda. Big difference in their age. Tom might be the new 20, right? 43 is the new 20, where George Blanda, some people say he looks 63 at that same age. So is Tom just aging well, Fred? Is that what we have to just say? He has the good genes?
Come on now. We already know that our grandmothers and grandpas aged at a different rate than we do. All right. You got to say this. The 85 Buick doesn't age like the 2020 Buick. It's just something about it. We're staying younger, longer. Grandma and granddad, they got to move very quick. I don't know if it was just stress or what it was, but the aging 20 years ago compared to now, we know is a lot different. The aging in technology is a lot different. The aging in everything is a lot different. So we know what's going on. It's called a granddaddy effect. And people was designated a granddaddy back then at 39. All right, so at the end of the day, different time, different rhyme.
Before we go, each and every week, our Women of Washington release a weekly podcast highlighting great women leaders both in and out of the organization. Check out a snippet of this week's interview presented by Fresh Fine Wine.
How about best leader?
I'll start. I'm gonna go.
I know, a hard one.
Yeah. I think there's plenty, but there's two that really stick out. And for me, Coach Ron Rivera, I hype him up this whole season, but he is just remarkable. He's a remarkable leader, remarkable person, fighter. Everything that he went through on the field as well as off the field, and fighting cancer for his life, and just leading this team and this organization in general, just leading all of us into the mountaintop, like John Bostic said. And I just think he is someone that I really look up to, and definitely a leader.
I love that. Pierre Lewis, he played for Kansas City and the Seahawks, I believe. So he's seen great teams. He even said, I think Coach Rivera is doing everything he can to create a clear standard. Can we say that standard for this organization? And he's happy about being here to witness it.
Don't forget, voting for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Challenge ends this Sunday. All you have to do is go to the NFL's website and click on Jonathan Allen, or go to social media and hashtag WPMOY Challenge for Jonathan Allen's name. As always, this will do it for this episode of The Life presented by DC Lottery. I'm Kelsey Nicole Nelson. He's Fred Smoot, and we hope to see you next time.
DC has a home for the greatest hits of all time.
That would be Michael Jackson for me.
DC's greatest hits.
Madonna. Billy Idol.
Live here.
Cyndi Lauper.
Bon Jovi.
94.7.
Blondie. The Eagles.
The Drive.
Yeah.
Give it all you got. Give it all you got.
We've been training for the Shipathon because the obstacles are bigger than ever this holiday. Shop and ship early. FedEx.
Give it all you got. Wild thing. You make my heart sing.
Wild thing.
You know what I think? I think you owe us $48.50. Wild thing.
If you ride, you get it. Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
DC has a home for the greatest hits of all time.
That would be Michael Jackson for me.
DC's greatest hits.
Madonna. Billy Idol.
Live here.
Cyndi Lauper.
Bon Jovi.
94.7.
Blondie. The Eagles.
The Drive.
It's 2020. Let's make a splash. Play the DC Lottery's Roaring Cash.
Don't let the comfort fool you. Don't let the attention to detail lead you to believe that a Honda is a delicate machine. You'd be wrong. Underneath every surface that carries a Honda badge, there has always been the capacity to amaze. From the core of everything we have ever built, all the way to the top of where you want to go. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline.
DC has a home for the greatest hits of all time.
That would be Michael Jackson for me.
DC's greatest hits.
Madonna. Billy Idol.
Live here.
Cyndi Lauper.
Bon Jovi.
94.7. Blondie.
The Eagles.
The Drive.
It's 2020. Let's make a splash. Play the DC Lottery's Roaring Cash.
Free healthcare. Hundreds to more than $1,000 per month in disability compensation and tens of thousands for college tuition. These are just some of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs benefits that may be available to veterans. VA is focused on customer service like never before. Choose VA and see why veterans' trust in VA reached an all-time high. Claim the benefits you've earned at choose.va.gov.
DC has a home for the greatest hits of all time.
That would be Michael Jackson for me.
DC's greatest hits.
Madonna. Billy Idol.
Live here.
Cyndi Lauper.
Bon Jovi.
94.7.
Blondie.
The Eagles.
The Drive.
This winter, be confident in a rugged all-wheel drive Honda SUV. Take control with the reliable CR-V, the versatile HR-V, the 8-passenger Pilot, or the adventurous Passport, with features like Honda Sensing, magic folding seats, in 3 different driving modes. Now is the best time to buy. Don't miss your chance to get a great deal on your favorite Honda SUV. See your local Honda dealer and take on winter today.
It's touchdown time again, and maybe time for you to score too with the Washington Touchdown Scratcher from the DC Lottery. Don't miss your special chance to win the top prize of $50,000 instantly. There's over $300,000 in total cash prizes remaining. Get your Washington Touchdown Scratcher today, only from the DC Lottery. Lots of people win.
You can hear every Washington football team game on the Team 980 and streaming on the radio.com app. Listen to Kevin Sheehan, Brian Mitchell, and Steve Zabin and more on the official home of the Washington football team.